Well, I just found out I have to blow Frank for him to be on this show. So take it, Frank.
Thank you, Pat. Welcome to the POS show. With co-host with Pat, we have Bobby Tamburo, and our special guest today are Smokey, who's in the you can see her now. Plus, joining us in the very near future is Steve Vecchiarelli. So, Pat, back to you.
Bobby is in your mind now, dude. Like, you can't do the intro anymore since he got mad that you forgot to introduce him 2 weeks in a row.
Living rent free.
Renting space in your fucking head.
You got it.
You've been fucking that up.
That's good.
You've never said you can see her right now in an introduction. See all of us right now, dude. That's where we are.
But we can't see Steve.
We couldn't see Figs last week. You didn't do that.
No, well, I'm growing. I'm growing into my job. Even though, as you'll find out, I have a lot of experience in this.
Oh, there's a foreshadow.
A lot of experience.
Speaking of foreshadow, I saw your on your Facebook that you took Sam for a haircut.
And another adventure, yes.
Okay, so Sam is his 102-year-old father-in-law that lives with him, and he took him out for a hair. Not his little child; it's a 102-year-old man. They took out.
Oh, I love that. That's amazing.
How could you even cut that hair? It must be like dust when you cut it. Just like
no, he had more. He had more hair than the guy that was on the chair before Sam went in the chair, and more hair than the guy who was cutting his hair.
Why were you judging hair?
That's okay. I hear people who lose hair at a young age have big penises and too much testosterone.
Yeah, I hear bald people have huge penises. That's what I've heard. I had to move right there to make sure I could keep mine there, or whatever you do when you pretend to have a big penis.
Sometimes you sit on it by accident.
I'm sure Sam's got a monster cock. He's 102 years old.
He's 102, and we'll put it like this.
For real. Good for him.
Frank, you've seen his penis. Is it good size?
What I was going to say is he moved in 2 years ago. Up until when he fell and broke his hip, he worked out every day. So when the first time I bring him into the shower, I'm looking at this V-shaped guy behind in front of me, and then when I turn him around and I go, "Whoa, hello there."
I want that in life just once.
Oh my Lord.
I want a hello there, not a oh.
I know what 20 pounds of his 135 pounds is now. I mean,
I have a 20-pound penis.
That's balls.
Listen, I used to work in a butcher shop. I used to work in a deli. I know what 20 pounds feel like. I know what 20 pounds feels like.
I'm like, where's he going? Like, don't compare it to other meats. I don't want to never eat it.
No.
Well, in a sense, it kind of is, but yeah, he's eyeballing it.
I guess if you're that person that looks at penises and thinks about food.
Yeah,
it's not a cold cut. I would not have a penis sandwich.
No, and I'm not one of those people that mixes sex and food. I don't get that. I'm really lame that way. Whipped cream, crap like that. Just eat that.
It's good on ice cream, not on boobs. It's not.
It's sticky.
I think I told this story once, but when I was in high school, I was one of the first girls I ever dated, and we were both trying to be kinky, but we didn't know what we were doing. We were young and in high school. And it was her parents went away. We're in the house, and she wanted to have me eat something off her, but if she didn't have any whipped cream or anything else, and we had just got Chinese food. So she put duck sauce on her tits.
Oh God!
And it was so gross. Like I took one lick, and I'm like, huh. And she's like, "Yeah, please. It's cold. It feels weird." I'm like, "Yeah, but licking it is even weirder." And we just sat there and then watched the movie and didn't touch each other the rest of the night.
Oh God!
What a trooper, though. She tried at least.
We tried. I had packets, so I'm like squeezing several packets on her tits.
The plum sauce is just awful.
Not even homemade duck sauce. It's
homemade. What am I?
No, I mean homemade in the Chinese restaurant where you took the takeout from.
I thought we just learned some 1940 slang. I gave her my duck sauce. My
homemade duck sauce all over her face.
Oh man, it's a lot smoother. You can, go around the whole nipple, the circumcision. No, not the circumcised. The circumcised, not circumcised.
Don't help him. I
forgot the word. The circle around it, and you could go up to a half inch around the nipple itself, and you get it.
What's the
Well,
word, Frank?
Circumference.
Don't
I
help
can't.
me.
I don't remember it. I have encephalitis. All right, you know that. I
You
have
keep
encephalitis.
telling me
and
that, but you can
What is
remember
that?
a lot of things like the size of Sam's cock, but you can't remember circumference.
20
Well,
pounds.
we took a shower this morning. It's it's still fresh in my mind.
Fresh.
What are you supposed to do around this, Frank? Around the circle? What were you
Yeah,
doing here?
the radius or the
The
diameter.
circumference. The circumference.
What are you doing with it? What
Yeah,
are you,
but what
Well, you're
about it?
taking the homemade duck sauce,
why is it
and you could
homemade?
use your finger, and you could slide it all around the nipple to about a half-inch out. You could get, and not
And
have
then
a
do
problem.
what? And
Why
then
am I
do
doing
what?
this?
Well, you could put on there, then you go to town and you have your dessert, whatever the hell you do.
I
You're the
went
one
to
that's
town. I
doing it, not
hated
me.
that town.
I'm not putting duck sauce on anybody's tits. I'm not doing that. You are.
But
I'm
why
giving
did you
you
have
a better way of
you had
doing.
a plan?
I'm giving you a better way of doing it. That's all.
It was 30 years ago. I'm not doing it again.
Well, just in case.
She's probably
That's
gross
tough.
now.
Like the Frank's issue with it wasn't that you put duck sauce on somebody, it was your technique in doing so.
Yeah, the application was all wrong.
It was the quality of the sauce. It's always the quality of the sauce.
Speaking of
Okay.
sauce, Pat,
Oh, we're doing it now?
we could do it like 4 times this episode. Why not?
You know what ducks love the most? Listen, if you're gonna pour something on someone's tits, it should be Silk City hot sauce. That's what you should do. That is the sauce. Not the Chad Zumach one. It'll probably steal your cleavage. But the rest of it, you should pour it all over anybody's tits whenever you want. But make sure you like me. I didn't like duck sauce. I didn't know, and then I bit it. I was like, ugh. So I wouldn't put like the Ghost Whisperer on someone's tits because A, that could probably give them a rash, and B, I would start
God
spitting and I would
damn.
be coughing a lot. And I also listen real quick. I know this is a commercial, but if you need to put food on a woman, either she's ugly or you're gay. Like, just have sex with the woman. I don't need arts and crafts. If she's naked, I'm good. That's all you need.
Or Frank, in your case, a guy.
What?
I'm sorry.
Frank's gay?
I was just making a joke, trying to keep it, you know.
You don't know what you
I'm
just
the
did. You don't
punch-up
call
guy.
a man over 80K. That's fighting words. But you know what the gays love? Silk City hot sauce. It's their favorite. They slurp is their favorite because that's the noise they make when they do the gay things. But women and men can make that noise too. It's got a nice, tropical mango-y, fruitish thing. I don't know. I
I
don't
hear
eat
the
it.
mango one's great. Yeah.
It
I have
is.
to try some. I think they deliver to Canada, so
They
I'll
definitely
be
do.
ordering some.
They definitely deliver. I know someone from Canada bought it. And that's the Mango Madness, the Chad Zumach one, which I made fun of, but I like Chad, and it's just a joke. Please don't steal my identity, Chad, please. And so you can have it. I guess I can't do much with it. But that's the Z-Man one. I used that with baked chicken. I rubbed it on there. I put it in the oven, and the skin came out crispy. It was great. I can handle that one because it's not too spicy.
Frank, if you were gonna put this on your chicken, how would you marinate it?
Oh, I would slowly rub the sauce
With your
all
finger?
around the chicken
Circumference.
parts.
Okay.
And then I would put it in my refrigerator for 2 hours and 20 minutes, something like that. Then I would bring it out again and get some more sauce. If I want another flavor, I would dip
Ooh.
it into another sauce and coat it again and put it back in the refrigerator for another 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Why
And I
20
think-
minutes?
And then it would be ready.
Why 20 minutes?
2 hours and 20 minutes. It works. It's an old formula. I was in the food business, and that was the trick.
That was
sounds
Marination,
awesome.
marination of 2 hours and 20 minutes, double dip, you got it. 4 hours and 40 minutes.
So you can say marination, but you can't say circumference.
That's about
Silk
right.
City hot sauce.
Silk City hot sauce. Yes. Frank, what sauce would you use for marination? You know, because you studied all the sauces, right?
Yes, I did. And I really, even though I'm not into it, but I found it intriguing and delicious. I forget the name of it, but the extremely hot sauce,
Which one?
Which
They
one?
have several.
the real hot, the hottest
Ghost
of the hot.
Whisperer?
That's it. Ghost Whispers. Yes.
You've never even looked at the website, have you?
That's not true. That's not true. It's on my favorites.
It is. What else is your
Yes.
favorites?
I'd rather not go into it at this particular time, but that is one of my favorites.
Smokey, do you like hot stuff?
I do. Yep.
Like spicy,
The only-
spicy?
Yeah, it's just, it can't just be obnoxious though. It has to have some kind of taste to it, like some
Yes.
quality. I'm going to be a sauce snob here. I'm going to say there has to be like a taste, a quality, not just like piping hot sort of. Some sauces are just like offensive. They're just hot and it just tastes like ghost pepper and nothing else.
Yeah, like that
But
Frank's Red
Silk
Hot
City
bullshit.
seems
It's
to
just
have,
hot. It's no flavor. It's just spice.
what's
It's
that?
just heat. That Frank's
Yeah.
Red Hot, like that's
Okay,
just spice, you know. But
it
I
is.
like
I don't find that one that hot though.
no, but
So
it's no flavor.
I guess I have some hair on my chest.
You're
But
tougher
no,
than
that's true. It's just,
The beauty of Silk City hot sauce is though, it has that heat that you're seeking and it still has a flavor. So if you have
yeah,
a
you
well-trained
it.
palate like Smokey, you get your heat and you can still taste those fine tastes in Silk City hot sauce. Now, Pat, let's say it's about 15% too expensive. What should I do?
I don't know. I don't. Let's see if Frank knows.
Yes, put in. There's a code that you could put in, and it's POS, I believe.
Is it
You are
hot
believing
sauce?
right. Use promo code
POS.
POS. You will save 15% off all your purchases. They'll also send you a free bottle of cherry sriracha, and they'll send you some awesome artwork stickers that you can enjoy as well. And I'm telling, Smokey said she is right. I have a bitch mouth. I can't handle heat, but I've tried the hotter one. I've realized I've been using Jonestown, which was a little hotter, but I like the flavor. I can take the pain because I'm enjoying the flavor. And so I was like, it's not just heat.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, that tastes good. Oh, I'm gonna cry a little, but I want a little bit more. And I've been enjoying
Right.
that. So they use home ingredients. They use like like you, Frank, with the home style duck sauce you're talking about. They're like that, but with regular sauce. Vegetables grown locally in Vermont, and they're awesome people. So support them. And did I do okay, Bobby? I wasn't racist in that one.
No, that one was good. I would just say, remember, promo code POS. P as in poor, O as on top of, S as in someone.
Yeah.
POS.
And use the last S for savings. That's what I've been saying.
Now, barbecue season coming up. Frank, do you marinate it before barbecuing and after,
Oh, yeah.
or just
No.
after?
It's
How
a-
are you working this?
It's a double dip marination. Your
Okay.
first one you keep for 2 hours and 20 minutes. You go back in there. You decide if you want to use the same sauce or you want to incorporate another sauce. And then you lather your bird or whatever you're lathering with that. And then you marinate that for 2 hours and 20 minutes. A total of 4 hours and 40 minutes. You're going to get a great tasting.
And that's oven, barbecue, however you want to
Any
cook
way
it.
you want to do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking
Well,
of hot
About the
stuff,
marination.
Steve Vecchiarelli's joining us. Oh, now he's having trouble. There he is. Hello, sir. Nope, gone.
He's almost there.
That's right. He
He's
doesn't
on
have
it.
too much of a serial killer look. There he
There
is.
he is.
Hi, buddy. How are you?
Hey, what's going on? Sorry, dude.
We're in the middle of doing the show now. You're fine. Jump right in. Frank, do you want to introduce him, make him feel good?
Yes. We want to welcome to the POS show Mr. Steve Vecchiarelli from Weston, Mass.
What's
Hi,
up,
Steve.
man? How's it going?
He's also a comedian, not just a man. You could have said that
You
part.
can
but
see him
whatever.
on screen now. His name
Yeah.
is Steve Vecchiarelli.
He's the one who's not Smokey. There he is. All right. Okay, good. Vec, happy you could join us. Smokey, I think you both have an idea what the show is, but I'm going to read on some topics, and I'm going to ask you who you think the piece of shit is in those stories. Vec, if you want to learn about barbecue and hot sauce and how Frank likes nipples, you'd have to watch earlier. But so that's all. Just rewind back and you can enjoy it. But for now, we'll go to this. Students at Hampton Ross School served booze on class trip, told to keep quiet. And there's a lawsuit. Teachers at an elite East Hampton private school served whiskey to students on a group trip to South America last year and later bullied and threatened a teen who was uncomfortable with the boozing, according to a new $10 million lawsuit. Hayden Slovovev, the son of a real estate magnate, Steven Slovovev, claims he was forced to enroll from the Ross School for his senior year over the abuse he allegedly suffered at the hands of teachers chaperoning the March 2020 trip to Argentina, Chile, Uruguay, and Patagonia. Oh, there's an ad. Hooray. Great.
I think that last one was a company. I don't think that's a real place.
Yeah, I don't think Patagonia is a place either. That's bullshit. Right there.
I think your ad blocker failed there.
Yes, it definitely did. My ad wanted me to buy real estate, which is good. I
I
don't have
went to
an ad blocker.
Patagonia where they all bought the Merino wool fleeces for a low price of $89.99.
All right. Hayden suffering knew and knows no boundaries, the filing states. These events incredibly changed the course of his life. The suit filed Monday in Suffolk County Supreme Court alleges that some of the chaperones even threatened Slovev without any justification into giving up control of the school-approved Instagram account he'd set up to document the excursion. They allegedly occurred 2 days after a glacier tour where the 4 teachers had asked guides to switch out water being served to students with whiskey, despite the fact that the kids were minors, they said. Goes on and on. Who is the piece of shit in this story? Is it teachers for trying to be cool and get kids boozed up? I mean, listen.
They sound Russian though, right?
He did. They weren't Russian. They're from America. Let me do the part where I read a thing, and then I will go to all of you. I promise.
Okay.
It's the whole thing we do. Thanks for being late. Anyway, I'm kidding, buddy. So, is it the teachers for trying to be cool? I get it. They're teachers. It's like, oh, we're on a trip. It can be different, but that's not. I mean, you don't need to be cool. You're there because you're supposed to be watching someone's kids. Is it the kid for saying I'm uncomfortable with this? You know, everyone else is being cool and chugging whiskey in South America, which is weird because I don't think of whiskey in South America, but whatever. Is it the kids who did it and then didn't also feel uncomfortable? What are they going to grow up to be? They're going to end up being on this show or end up being Frank or something. It's not going to be a good thing for them.
End up being Frank.
Yes, that's a terrible thing to be. Are they going to be South? Is it South America for not stepping in? You're in Patagonia, wherever you are. You see children chugging. I know you're known for your weird sex and your Brazilian waxes and whatever you do, but you see children being handed booze. Step in. Don't serve it to them. The waiters who said, you know what? Fuck water. Let's do that. If you're going to trick somebody, not saying I've ever tricked anyone, go vodka. That looks like water. Whiskey doesn't look like water. It looks like dirty water. The kids, there might be kids who never drank, but they should still know that's not fucking water. Who is the POS
No,
in the
vodka
story?
doesn't smell.
I'm going to go right to you, Smokey. Who's the POS in the story? You go first.
The teachers. I hold them to high standards. They're always complaining. You know, you're not there to be cool, like you said. You can meet them at a bar, off hours, off campus, whatever. You're there to teach them stuff. You're not there to get them boozed up.
Yeah, college
they're
would
gonna
make
be
sense.
drinking. Yeah,
This is high school kids.
they're gonna be. Oh, exactly. And you know what? They drink on their own time. They're cool on their own time. They don't need you to be cool with them. No, I'm gonna be like the parent here and say, no, the teachers are the pieces of shit.
I couldn't imagine. Oh, go ahead.
I would step in if I was the waiter too. I'd say, are you fucking insane? But I'm not gonna I don't know. I'm not gonna blame the waiters. Maybe
But
they're
maybe they
don't know.
did, and no one speaks Patagonian.
There you go.
If that's even
There you go.
It sounds like a language of my own, like what I speak.
That sounds good. Sounds fine, yeah. But no, the teachers.
I don't even understand the logic of it. Like I guess I get the idea of like they're rich kids. Obviously, this trip they're taking, like my school, when I was growing up, we wouldn't have traveled South America in high school together. So they obviously had a lot of money. The kids, the son of a magnate and all that stuff. But maybe the teachers are thinking like these kids must live like assholes anyway, so let's just do that. But it's just, you're gonna get. It's almost like, okay, I don't know if you guys know this, that pedophiles aren't good people, but like they touch children, and it's like they do it knowing they're gonna get in trouble, but they just for some reason are like, fuck it, I want some kid balls. I'm not saying exactly like that, but it's the same thing. You're gonna get in trouble. Someone's gonna tell. They're fucking children. They're gonna tell on you. What are you trying to do with this? You're getting them drunk so you can have sex with them, so you can trick them out of their money. Are you just doing it to watch children be drunk? All of that is weird. Even if it's just as simple as let's see kids be silly, you now have to deal with hungover kids the next day. It's a dumb fucking idea all the way through. And I would blame them as well. Bobby, who's a piece of shit?
This is a tough one because I also think the teachers are kind of at fault, but I honestly think it's the kid who snitched or felt uncomfortable because
He was being bullied because he said he went to them. I get it if he just blurted out something, but he went to them and was like, hey, that really bothered me. And they're like, you say shit, we'll fuck with you, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah. But like I was that kid in high school. I got in my freshman year, I got given a hard time because I left the party because there was alcohol there. And the reason I left was they were all going to get us in trouble. Like we were going to get busted. It wasn't because I felt bad about drinking. It wasn't because I thought drinking was bad. It was like, I don't want to get in trouble.
It's because you're a sweet boy.
No, that's your only concern though. That should be your only concern. As soon as you know I'm not going to get in trouble, just drop the issue. Be like, can I get water the rest of the trip and just be cool? You know what I mean? Like, I get it. Your classmates are all drinking and everything, but just be cool and be like, all right, you do that. I'm not going to do that. I realize 14's a young age to have that moral compass.
That's a mature thought for an immature kid.
But you could do that. If you're the kid who's being mature enough to be like, no, we shouldn't drink the whiskey water. You're mature enough to go, no, I'm good. I'm not going to snitch either. And like, if a teacher was like, delete your Instagram, I'd be like, yeah, I'll see you in court in a week. Like I was
not even his Instagram. No, he was running the schools. It was like a project that he was enjoying doing the whole trip. They're like, you can't be in charge. Like the kid had one thing and they took it away. And that makes it creepier. Where now it's blackmailish.
Yeah.
If you do what we want, now then we'll let you do this thing. That's creep. That makes me think they wanted more shit happen than we know. There was diddling. How's there not diddling? Why are you getting kids drunk?
Or was the kid blackmailing them? Like, I've got these pictures. They're in my drafts. I'm ready to submit them to Instagram. They're like, all right, cool. We're just going to delete your access. So that's.
I don't think those fuckers care. These teachers sound like they were just on the parents' dime traveling to Chile and shit. Vec, who do you think's the piece of shit?
It's tough. How old do you say these kids are? 14?
14, 15, 16, that little age.
So the teacher's going to be like, oh, international waters.
Yes, I don't know the rules. I think South America's maybe a little younger, but even that's creepy to know the rules. Like, like that's that person who's like, whoa, you could fuck her in Idaho. 16 is cool. It's like, why do you know the rules? Like, don't know the rules.
Yeah, some people study things. I was kind of perplexed because like, they sound Russian, so they're just like, oh,
that one kid's family is Russian.
Yeah, so maybe
but he's not Russian. He's just some bitch.
Okay, so the kid that's Russian was the bitch, right?
He was the boy with morals, I guess. He was kind of a bitch. He's the one. Yeah.
So his parents probably
Russian. His father's a Russian real estate mogul, which means he's probably got mob tie. I wouldn't really fuck with the family.
Yeah. So his parents probably beat the shit out of the kid for ratting.
I don't know. Because if they drank vodka, they would rat. They like vodka, but they don't like whiskey or Americans.
Yeah. Yeah, they're sure. They're like, but maybe they don't have
vodka. That's what he was
vodka.
uncomfortable about. He was like, I'm uncomfortable with all this whiskey. At home, we drink vodka.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe he thought he was going against his parents' tradition by drinking whiskey. So he's like, fuck this.
To me, it's a weird move because like with everything going on, not that it's ever been okay to like do weird things with kids, but like with all the trafficking and all the things in the world, people could really accuse you of doing more. You took kids over to another country. Yeah, exactly. You're getting them drunk.
Yeah, I mean,
all of a sudden,
I'd have to say, I'd have to go with the those parents being the piece of shit, because then I'd sound like Vecstein if I was supporting.
No, you don't sound like Epstein. You didn't say like, don't worry, Frank will sound like Epstein in a minute. Frank will have some kind of money-making scheme off this. But go ahead, Frank, take it away.
All right, it's simple. Number one, you have these teachers that care about these kids. They were bringing them into these hot, infested countries in South America. 14, 15, and 16-year-olds, you get them drunk. So they enjoy themselves down there. I mean, if I understand, if you're going to Patagonia, whatever. Patagonia, you go there not for the liquor, but for the weed. So, but taking that out of play, they had every right to submerge these kids in alcohol, get them drunk. The piece of shit in this story is that kid, that motherfucking kid that was afraid that his father was going to beat the shit out of him because he was a weak piece of shit. So the piece of shit, without a date, is the kid. The kid was nervous his father was going to kill him, beat the shit out of him.
Back in my day, if you were 14 years old, you had your first drink on the beaches of Normandy. You were lucky to make it to 18. You wanted something to fear bullets.
Frank, you said Sam, his first vodka he was 17, right?
Oh no, he started. His mother used to make alcohol with liquor.
Homemade.
They lived in homemade,
like duck sauce.
Not that. No, not duck sauce. They lived outside of Chinatown. By Chinatown, they went to Chinatown to get the homemade duck sauce. They didn't have to make it, but she made the alcohol. And he was telling me they used to find him drunk at 7 years old underneath the bed. So he started drinking at 7 years old.
And he's still alive at 102. Holy shit.
At 4 o'clock this afternoon, he had Sambuca on the rocks.
Why? Did he know?
No, he wanted it.
Are you like the teachers? Are you just feeding him booze and you're in Patagonia?
Well, we got a supply of booze in the house, and he's the only one that drinks.
I don't know.
Sam's drinking at 7 years old when it's both illegal for 7-year-olds to drink and the entire country because it was
Yes,
prohibition.
exactly. That's badass.
When I was in 8th grade, they had us all go to Washington, D.C. I think a lot of the schools in the New England area do that. And so they had us all go. It's the first time we all went on a trip anyway for a couple of days with teachers and stuff like that. I was treated like Hannibal Lecter because I yelled at people out the bus. The teachers made me sit alone and just with them because I was just yelling at people in Washington, D.C. Because I went, why are you so homeless? Why can't you get a home? Because I thought that was fun just to yell at homeless people. And it's like, there's a big White House, live in there. I just kept shouting that at them. So I wish I had teachers that were going to feed us with booze and do. One kid had a cigarette and he got detention for a week when he got back. We didn't have these cool fucking teachers. I think what this has to do is with money. It's the fucking parents. It's the parents that are like, go ahead, teachers, get my kids the fuck away from me. I want a babysitter. I don't care about my children. Send them off to fucking Patagonia and get them boozed up with strangers who are paid to be shitty babysitters at most. They're not good teachers, not a private school. It's these fucking parents who don't love their own kids and talk to them and say, hey, don't take booze from strangers. You're probably going to get diddled in Patagonia. That's who's the piece of shit. By the way, I'm going to Patagonia because I think that's my new stage name. Patagonia. That's my new name. Where is it? Is that in South America? It's in South America. I've never heard of Patagonia.
I think it was an Eddie Murphy movie.
But you knew about the weed, Frank.
Well, I saw that movie.
Eddie Murphy movie in Patagonia?
I remember something about that.
What?
Either that, or it was Rock Hudson in a war movie.
It was either Eddie Murphy or Rock Hudson?
Right, in a war movie.
One's a dead gay white man, and one's a black man who got trannies and now made a comeback?
Patagonia is the southernmost tip of South America. It's actually shared by both Chile and Argentina.
Thank you, Professor Bobby.
Yeah. Well, he
And
brings
Wikipedia.
realism to the show. He really does bring realism into the show.
He does. With that background, too. It really makes it good.
Great.
It looks like sperm on the loose. I mean, I don't know what the hell that
Sperm on the loose.
is. Loose.
It's always on the loose.
My backgrounds make you angrier and angrier, Frank.
No.
Wait, what sperm isn't on the loose?
And purple sperm.
No, but you said it's on the loose. It's always
On the loose. What the hell? What, you think they have direction of where they're going? I mean, they're
That's
on
what
the
I'm
loose.
saying.
Yeah.
You're yelling at me, but we're agreeing.
Right.
I said, when is it not on the loose? And you went, you know where it's going?
When I find out, I'll tell you. I mean, I don't know.
Circumference, get it? Cum joke. We're all going to do this just from now on. I don't ever want to see a nipple again. Like, I'm now grossed out by thinking about Frank
I think of Frank.
doing Bob Ross shit on someone's nipple. Yeah, Beck, you missed a lot at the beginning.
What time did you start? 7 on the dot?
No, 7:05. That's right. On the dot. I think it was 7:06 on the dot. I like saying on the
So
dot.
I missed like 8 minutes.
I also like saying this. Priest and 2 dominatrixes. That's a hard word. Dominatrixes. 2 ladies who hit people. Slapped with vandalism
What was that?
charges after
What type of
altered-
people?
Dominatrixes.
Dominatrix.
What?
Plural,
Yeah,
Frank.
it's dominatrix.
Plural.
Dominatrixes.
Dominatrix.
Yeah, how do you say it more than one? Dominatrixes. Dominatrices.
A priest
That
and two
throws me off. The
dominatrixes.
CES throws me off.
A priest and 2
I like that.
dominatrixes. Go on, Pat. You got this.
A priest, a dominatrix, and another dominatrix slapped with vandalism charges after altar threesome. A former Louisiana priest and 2 dominatrix, a dominatrix, no dominatrix, were slapped with vandalism charges for having sex atop a church altar in September of last year, reports said. Travis Clark, 37, and the 2 women were initially charged by police with obscenity following the alleged tryst last September inside St. Peter's and Paul's Catholic Church in Pearl River, New Orleans, Louisiana. But the St. Tammany Parish District Attorney's Office on Friday announced lesser charges for the unholy trinity, who were busted after a passerby saw them through a church window and reported them to police, according to church court records obtained by the news publication. The 2 dominatrixes, Mindy Dixon, 41, ew, and 28-year-old Melissa Cheng were wearing corsets and high heels during the threesome, which was recorded according to the court. I don't know why that was added in there, according to the court documents. Sex toys and stage lights were recovered at the scene by police, according to stage lights, recording devices. An attorney for Dixon and Chang told, I like that they got attorneys, for NOLA.com that state prosecutors overstepped their bounds by bringing charges against them. It is clear the state went out of its way to contort the facts in this case in order to fit their own narrative, attorney Bradley Phillips said. This is nothing more than a thinly veiled attempt to regulate the morality of private individuals. Just because you don't like something doesn't mean make it criminal. My clients look forward to their day in court as we continue to fight this baseless allegation, he added. Who is the piece of shit in this story? Is it a priest named Travis? I've never heard of Father Travis. That doesn't sound like a trusting priest name. Is it him for getting dominatrixes? Is it in performing it at the church? If you're gonna do it, maybe just do it more private. You can find somewhere else to go. Is it the dominatrix for getting a lawyer and now trying to make a big deal about this and having I am woman, hear me roar thing? You fucked the priest with stage lights and an altar. You can do better. You know what I mean? Is it the article for using the word dominatrixes and fucking with me? Now I can't. They could have just said 2 women of the evening and that would have been fine. Is it the person who rented them stage lights? I'm sure they don't own them, but that's weird. That's a very odd move to get stage lighting. What were they doing with this? Okay, sex toys, I get. Whips and whatever a dominatrix does, I don't know if they ever got one. Whatever they do, fine. You've already got a guy in a priest outfit. You got enough. But you're like, oh, the lighting isn't right. We got to set the mood. That's weird, which means there's probably a guy. We're not hearing about him, but you got to have some kind of key grip or a gaffer or someone working the lights. Is it that fucking guy? Vec, you go first. Who's the piece of shit?
Oh man, that's tough. I was just picturing like the 2 dominatrices. They're what, like
fine. Fuck off.
41 and like 28 or something like that. Is that like a mother or like a mother daughter, like a freak,
I hope so.
like Freaky Friday? Like
I mean, she'd be 13 when she had her, but I wouldn't be shocked. I guess it's
yeah. Hey, maybe she's from New Haven. Yeah, or Springfield. I don't know. That's a tough thing. Like I'm just picturing they rent the church. Like they're gonna do like a.
No, I think it's his church.
Oh, it's his church.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, it's what it sounds like.
So
it's where he works.
Okay, so he just rented
in front of Jesus, probably. Like Jesus is probably. It's an altar.
Yeah. Wow.
First of all, I would never do that because Jesus has better abs than me. I'm not gonna take my shirt off and have Christ in those sweet abs right behind me. The women are gonna want that more than me.
Yeah, and it leaked out by the film crew, right?
The crew. No, people drove by and saw it in the windows. They saw Dominic with pumps fucking.
They saw through those
through the stained glass windows.
Aren't most of them like stations on the cross?
I would think, but I guess some of them were stained with more than glass. I don't know.
So, because in the Stations of the Cross, is one of them they whipped Jesus? So
I don't memorize them, but yeah, one of them's not fucking 2 women.
I'd say it's the priest's fault for not going in like the church basement.
Yeah, there's got to be somewhere else to go, like a rectory somewhere. Frank, you seem fired up. Go ahead, Frank. Who's a piece of shit?
Well, I mean, first of all, look where you are.
Me?
I mean, you're in the house of Jesus, the house of God, and you want to go to a basement and fuck them? No, you do it on the altar. That's where you get your rocks off.
Altars don't look comfortable.
Well, I mean, sometimes you gotta,
Okay, would you be happy if some man put you on an altar? That'd be scary.
I mean, take one for the team. There's cushions on those chairs. You put a cushion
on
the
altar, Frank, not the chair. The altar.
No, but there's a chair there. You put a they have loose red velvet pillows on those chairs.
That's some sacrifice shit.
And you put it on the altar. I mean, I don't want to go get Nancy and find out the whole remember what happens.
Wife knows all about God and stuff. Don't bring this
up. So anyway, were they arrested? That's what I want to find out. Were they arrested?
Kind of the whole story I read.
Okay, all right. So
they were arrested, and the lawyers are upset about it because they said they made a bigger deal about it because these women shouldn't have been prosecuted the way they were because it's not a big deal. It's just sex. It's just because it was the priest, the papers try to make a bigger deal, and the church try to make a bigger deal. That was the whole fucking story that I read to you. That you fucking commented on.
Hold your horses. I definitely believe the police are the piece of shit on this.
Police.
I mean, they had every right to do what they were doing wherever they were doing it.
No,
I-
it's a house of
Yes,
God.
they
It's a
do.
public
No.
place. You can't fuck it.
It's not a public place if he's got the doors closed and that's his church. He's
You ever been
go
to
to
church,
somebody
Frank?
else's
They close the
church.
doors during mass. You can't just walk in and start fucking.
Obviously, he's got a key.
Clearly, you
mean,
haven't been to
you know,
church in
and
a
he
while.
let them in. I mean, I have so much compassion for these three people,
The House
I
of
don't
Lords
know.
is supposed to be open to people all hours.
and it was, and they were even more open.
So were those
I mean,
women.
there's not. Those women were more open. I mean, there's nothing the matter with that.
Both did the same
I
shit.
don't know. Maybe it's the drug trips from the '60s, but I see no problem with that. I might even be a little jealous
Of who?
of
Do
the
you want to be a
priest.
dominatrix? This is.
No,
Did you ever get one?
no,
Do you
No.
like that shit? Do you like being whipped?
no. I mean, there's the picture of me getting whipped on the stage of comics.
Yeah,
With
I
a
know.
mic.
I was at that show.
Remember that? You
You
were at that
didn't,
show?
you didn't have fun with that. It was called Pain or Pain. It was a show where you told jokes. In fact, did you do that too? Pain or Pain? Yeah, you tell a joke, and if the crowd doesn't like you, they boo you, and then dominatrix comes out and does shit to
Yeah.
you.
I met
Yeah.
Lisa
Oh,
Ann that night.
That's awesome.
I was a judge, so I made sure everybody got whipped. So that was my,
Yeah, I know.
that was-
No, I mean, I really don't think this. I mean, these are three adults making a decision. I didn't say it was a good decision, but they made a decision that I could understand. And I thought they had the privacy of where they were in his church,
the Lord's
And-
church, Frank.
and well, he's part of the gig.
Not anymore.
Not anymore, but he was at the time.
I do like that this is a story, but when they fuck a kid, it's not a story.
That's my point.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Bob.
Well, that's part of
exactly.
the-
That's where I was going with
Yeah.
that.
Bobby, you
The
go
piece
That's
ahead.
of
just part
shit.
of the religion.
The piece of shit's the Catholic Church. They kicked this priest out for fucking two dominatrixes. The story says former priest. They just moved the priest who fuck kids. Like in their eyes, you can fuck a kid and we'll just let you still be a priest somewhere else, but you have
Yeah.
a little bit of fun that people can respect and you're out. It's the Catholic Church in
Yeah.
this one.
It's a part of the religion, though.
They were rough looking. I'm looking at them now. They are not a good. None of them are a good time. Smokey, who's the piece of shit?
I'd have to say, go do it somewhere else. I get the fantasy, I get the kink of it, but if I can't do it in your church, then neither can you, because the Lord owns the church, as
Yeah.
you say, not the priest. Lead by example. If he would be, I'd have to go admit to my sins if I did it in my own home. Well, he can't do it in his own church then. That's, he can find another fucking place to do it.
Yeah, and like, who
There's
wants to fuck at
relevance
work?
elsewhere.
You don't want to fuck at work. You're at work all day.
Yeah.
It's the place that gives you stress. You're at work. You're dealing with old ladies going, "Do you think out there I'm gonna go to heaven?" You're like, in your mind, you're like, "Of course you're not. You're a fucking dumb old lady. And you probably were racist, but you gotta lie to her, and then you're trying to fuck people there." But the piece of shit in this
Yeah.
story is a 41-year-old dominatrix. What happened to your life? You're 41. Okay, the other one's in the 20s, and I get it. She's young. She's living life. I'm 46. This is 5 years younger than me. I think I have no plan in life. 41 years old, and you can't even do the job alone. They've got to bring a younger one so the guy can stare at that one while he pumps holes in the other one, because you need a cute thing where gravity didn't hurt yet to fuck or whip or whatever. They're beating them. You should see her. Her eyebrows are all crazy. She looks like a Ramon. It's not a good time. I'm not going to put a picture up, but there's no point. He did not get good-looking women, and usually dominatrixes aren't good-looking women, because then again, if they were good-looking, they wouldn't have to sell themselves. They would just meet people. They have a personality. When you're gross and have to be whipped for money, or like put things in people's butts for money, you got to learn how to have a conversation. That's what you have to do. But you're 41. You're probably someone's mom. I mean, I'm sure you don't get to see those kids, but you're still probably someone's mom. They know that. I'm sure you can't have custody. There's no way. And if you do, what the fuck was dad doing? What the fuck is that guy up to? Maybe renting lights to people. It's not the priest, because I didn't read what kind of priest he was, but if he's a priest that's allowed to fuck, he's still going to be looked at by people poorly, because people don't understand that some priests can fuck and some priests, you got to know the rules and all that shit. So he's
What kind
like,
of
I
priest
got
can
kinks.
fuck?
I'm weird. No one thinks I can have sex. I'm horny. I'm odd. it's I guess I get him for having a kink. He's a weirdo guy. But a 40-year-old woman who's like, yeah, I'll take the gig. I get it. We're all, most of us are comics and performers. We all take gigs anywhere. But the 41-year-old's like, I got to open for the 27-year-old. I've been doing this. That's like the Artie Rob, and that's only for fucking Vec. It's the Artie Rob dominatrix showing up. There's an older comic who has to be on a show with younger people because he can't get a gig anymore. He's talented, but he won't fucking work. He won't work hard and spend the money. She should be demanding more. You know what I mean? Bobby, what was the name of that Ben Ortiz website? Skip the Game. She should be on skipthegame.com, and then that's where you can order hookers. We learned that from a guy a couple weeks ago, like pizza. You can order hookers on there. This woman needs to fucking do better. You're 41. I'm sure you're not going to live to 61. If you do, please don't keep dominatrixing. It's gross. That's who the piece of shit is, the 41-year-old lady.
I don't know, man. That's a great job to have.
Dominatrixes?
Yeah. Cheap plug for our other podcast, POS Retail. When you work in retail, you get to treat your customer as a dominatrix how you want to treat the customer every day.
Why would you want to
call him a piece of shit?
True.
You get to hit him, spit on him. Yeah.
No. Ew.
Yeah.
Who wants to be spit on?
You're the one doing the spitting.
I'm not doing anything. I'm a lover, damn it. I don't do those kind of things. I respect. If any woman ever gets naked in front of me, I salute them and say, thank you for your service. That's what I say. That's amazing. They shared that gift with me. I don't need to hit them or clamp them or pinch them or any weird shit or treat them like garbage. They're beautiful naked women who made a bad decision to be with me. I appreciate it.
But if they're going to pay you money to be with
he's paying them.
That's my point. The 41-year-old dominatrix is getting paid to beat the shit out of somebody. It's like if a customer walked into work, you're getting paid to go, fuck you, you piece of shit.
She's old lady.
She's old and she's still working it. She's the goddamn Magic Johnson of this game.
I don't understand why you're taking such a high road, Pat. Well, we all know you have duck sauce packages in your pocket.
Yeah, but I can't find a woman that will let me use them on her. I'm looking for love.
Yeah, but you're hoping. That's your religious background coming in. I am hoping.
I don't have duck sauce pants in my pocket, whatever you said. I'm just happy to see you. No. Frank, you're like me. You wouldn't do that. You joke around. You wouldn't want to pay someone to hurt you.
No, I don't like it. I didn't like it when I was on stage in front of 200 people.
And that wasn't real dominatrix. That was just like a silly little whatever.
Yeah, but they had a conversation whether they should give me the prod. What is it? The prod. The prod.
That's the second time it's been brought up on this podcast, Bobby. We're in trouble now.
I mean, because I was over 70. I mean, they didn't know what to do, and so she whipped me. Like that was better.
Yeah. What? Okay. That's a quick question around the table. We'll start off with Vec. Cattle prodded or whipped?
How many? Like a
cattle prod, I guess it would be a good jolt. So I would guess you'd have to get 10 hard whips to match one cattle prod. Is there anything sexy about that to you, first of all?
No. That's painful.
No.
Like, I guess I wouldn't want it, but I guess I get the idea of like that little, the French tickler. If a girl's going to kind of like rub it on you, but she's not hurting you, but she just wants to play. Like, I think I brought this up before, but I dated a girl once and I went to her house and then she had this thing and I was like, what is that? And she goes, oh, it's my tail. And I'm like, you an animal? And she's like, no, it's a tail thing. And it goes in the butt and then you're a pony.
Tail. Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want anything in my butt. And she goes, no, it's for me. And I go, I don't want to fuck a pony. Like, I'm out. I'll go on the couch now. She was fine. We won't do the butt pony thing. I'm like, sorry, lady. That didn't work out well. I still have her crock pot though. Anyway, so Frank, whipped or prodded?
Since I've been whipped, I will go the other way. I did
prodded.
Yeah, I didn't like the whipping because she kept it. My ass was swollen after that.
You don't watch all the shows. Oh, Frank, you were on the show. You were on the show when AC Cowie explained to us how the guy went down in New Zealand to the electronics or the electrical guy and had to have the prod switched up higher because the wife wanted more.
Oh God!
He switched it up higher and didn't tell him. Remember?
Oh yeah, he didn't tell them. He forgot to tell the wife. He shocked the fuck out of her. That's what it was.
I didn't like being whipped. I just didn't like it. I mean, it hurt. It was 10 whips. I mean, 10 times you whipped me.
All right, fine.
But
Whip. I don't.
that's it.
And Smokey, I'm gonna flip it with you. I'm
Okay.
not gonna let you get whipped and shocked on my show. But
No, I would have answered that though.
you're gonna whip or shock somebody. What would you rather do to someone? There's a guy there, you like him, but he says, "I want to be whipped by you," or "I want to be prodded." Which one makes you run?
Okay, I would rather whip because I feel like I have more, because I don't want to hurt anybody.
Yeah.
I'm not a dominatrix.
You have
I
control of the whip, though.
Yeah. The prod, you can only control a certain amount of it. You can turn it down, but you still, you can't control it 100%. A whip, I can pussy out sort of and just
Yeah.
tap
And
it.
if you ended up in court, like you want to be an asshole and changed his mind, like you can talk out of the whip. Having
I
a
could,
cattle prod
yeah.
is a hard talk out.
Yeah, and for the record, I get the tail. The tail is fun because I don't have anything against a finger up the ass. Like it's not that big, it doesn't hurt that much, it's not too bad. So give that girl a chance.
No, she was crazy. It was the first date.
Okay, maybe.
Like you don't break it out then. That's or first time we hooked up. You know what I mean? Like that's something you ease into. You know what I mean? I get to know you first. I don't need to know you're an animal right away.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm open to anyone doing whatever they want. If I like that person, I'm open to their thing. I'm not really gonna do shit myself, but I'm open to their things, and I'll do that if I care about them. But if they want to be a pony, I'm not your guy.
No, yeah, okay, yeah, I get it. That's right.
Bobby, I'm sure you've done both.
Yeah, what's your issue? Well, I have to choose one. Fuck it.
Tail or no tail?
Oh, we got goddamn Puritan Pat over
Bobby's
here.
wearing a tail.
So
right
cranky sex. Do whatever the fuck you want, man. Both. That girl wants to wear a pony. She's trying to show you a good time. In her mind, she's like, wow, I'm going to let him put a butt plug in on the first date.
Bobby, my problem with that is this.
You complained.
The fact that she has had it laying around, like she didn't buy it for me. This is just her thing. This is just her rodeo.
A lot of fun.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
a lot of people have ridden that pony. I was like, I don't need this. That's her first date. Ease in. Like, I don't need that.
You don't. You're a comic. At least part of you wants to see where that goes.
No, I'm good. I don't do a lot of sex jokes on stage. This is about old people fucking. I'm fine with it. I couldn't do that. I'm not. No. Frank,
if you had to choose pony or foot fetish, like if she was always showing you her
I don't even. Holy shit. Pony.
Right? Yeah. Okay.
Pony. Yeah, I can't go near a hoof. Fuck. What do I have to do to the foot?
I guess I don't know. What do people? I guess
I think they suck on it.
Yeah, they suck on toes. Oh God, it's gross.
Yeah, I know. But you know what? Pony.
Feet,
but I'm not the pony. If she could be the pony,
no.
but I'm not putting hooves on her or whatever, like horseshoes.
Yeah, and you're not wearing your tail. Jeez.
No, nothing's in my butt.
Okay.
Sorry, lady.
Add it in. The song "Pony" by Genuine plays the whole time. Does that change your answer?
Yes. Now I'm in. If she had the right fucking music and maybe some lighting, like that priest, then I'd be into it.
If she's like a prop comic, she puts it on and she's like, "Let's play Pony."
Oh,
Blow back.
Yeah.
She must have been so mad when I was like, no pony. She didn't really show it. We ate dinner, but it was weird. It was quiet.
Because you
Frank,
just kept
you got a
staring
story?
at the pony thing the whole time.
Yeah, I got a story. I got a story. I've been thinking about next week is April 1st, which is my national holiday. Excuse me, April Fool's Day. And that's a day that I pulled a lot of pranks over the years. And so I want to go back to my first prank that I pulled about 70 years ago. It's almost 70 years ago I pulled this prank. And what's going to impress you, Pat, not about the prank, about the fact that at that age, I was an announcer for POS 157 in Brooklyn, New York, reading the news every day, 5 days a week.
Wow. You could read.
That's where I got my training to be your announcer. So I didn't fall off a pumpkin truck to become your announcer, you know. It took a lot of work and a lot of effort. But anyway, so for some strange reason, the principal of the school and his assistants chose me and two other people to start a new program of getting on the PA system every morning, Monday through Friday at 8:30, and read the headlines from the New York Times and pick a story and read the story. And so we started that in September, and it was fun. And what happened April 1st, I said, all right, I'm going to do something. And I remember reading about Orson Welles pulling the hoax of War of the Worlds, where he had Martians landing in New Jersey and everybody panicked. So now I had a microphone, I had an audience, and I was ready to go. And so I spoke to the two people that I did the news with, and they were going to contribute. So I get on there and I say, I break into the news and I said, we got a bulletin. This is news. This is not fake. This is true. This is true. Martians have landed in New Jersey. They went through the Holland Tunnel. They're hitting the bridges to Brooklyn. They'll be here within an hour. Get under your desk. Now, we learned to get underneath our desk in case of a bomb threat. So what happened was I said, get under your desk. Now, these are kids from Brooklyn. They didn't fucking want to hear that. They started running out of their room screaming and into the courtyard. And so all of a sudden, all these teachers were in the room knocking me down, getting the microphone and telling the students that was a prank, it was a hoax, it's not true, get back in your room. It took 2 hours to get everybody back. And so the problem with this was I didn't have an exit strategy.
You were too young to know what to do.
I know. I had the prank. I did it. It was great. And when I was doing it, when I was telling them that they had to go underneath their table, I had the two other people that read the news. They were screaming into the microphone. So that just made it more believable. So anyway, so
were they Muppets? Why were they screaming like that? Ah!
Yeah.
Well, you went around this 70 years ago. That's the way you screamed.
Oh, yeah.
So what happened was that they immediately called my mother, who lived across the street. She came over, and they didn't know what to do with me. So my mother said she was going to discipline me, and that she would take care of it. So they suspended me for 1 week. I had to stay in detention, which was the assembly hall, during the day. And so that was it. But that was my first prank. A lot of success. I learned that you should now have an exit strategy when you do something like that.
Now do the part.
Okay, who's the piece of shit in this? Is it me for at a tender age of 9, 10 years old, developing this plan and executing it? Is it the students for reacting the wrong way? Or is it the school system, number one, for allowing me to do this? They didn't know who the hell who did they think I was?
You know who you
I wasn't
were.
a good,
Like you need credentials.
I was not a good student. And the third thing, they allowed me to do it. They gave me the freedom to practice this for 9 months before I executed it. Little did they know, my mother helped me do it. I never told her. I never gave up my mother on that. She thought it would be fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay.
Bobby wants to go first real bad.
No, I have a question.
Oh.
How old were you? Did you say you were 9 or 10 when you
9
did
to
this?
10 years old, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He had a gift.
Man, thank you. I used it in my future.
Bobby, go right to you.
All right. I always say Frank's the piece of shit. And I would love to say Frank is the piece of shit for basically going, it's Columbine, motherfuckers. You're all going to die over the
Right.
school announcements. But I also pulled a prank with the PA system. I did our high school announcements, and they took the code away from me because they were like, Bobby will use it to do a prank. And they never gave it to me. But I watched the secretary punch in *67 every morning to get on the announcements. So we played the Lion King, hit it. I had plausible deniability, but much like Frank, I was going to pussy out at the last minute. And my dad called me and was like, if you don't do this prank, you're going to regret it for the rest of your life. You have to go through it. And I got into big trouble for it. And my mom was screaming at me. My dad was just standing behind her smiling. So the school's the piece of shit. You're 9 years old and you pulled off an Orson Welles type prank. They should have put you in the gifted program, not disciplined you.
In 7th
you.
grade, they had different kids do the announcements every week at the beginning. And one kid, Alan Kermer, just went, he said the whole announcement, then he went, boobs. And it was the greatest thing of all time. I remember we could hear everyone in every class laughing. It's one of the
Best.
biggest laughs I've ever had in my life. Because he's like, today at lunch will be this, buses will be coming at this, and boobs. And then everybody just lost. It was the greatest punchline of all time.
Right.
Smokey, who's the
Classic.
piece of shit in this story?
I don't think anybody is, but if I have to choose somebody, it would be the school. I'll blame the school. Like you say, 9-year-old. How can he have this power? They must have let him do it. Like somebody must
It
have.
sounds
known
pretty
he could.
long. Like, why didn't they jump in? Like, you're doing a huge
Yeah.
promo. It's like,
This is a
No,
whole collaboration. But
were in
you're
the
not a piece
closet.
of shit because you didn't give your mom away, and I love that.
No.
That's amazing, Frank.
No.
wait, we just missed
job.
that. So, Smokey, when you said that, he goes, "It's okay. We were in a closet. Why
Yeah.
were you in a closet?"
Well, this is 1950,
Oh, there's no room.
51, something like that. And what it was, I mean, they didn't have a PA system, was this major new thing that they had. And it was like a closet. They took an old closet and they took out the rack and just stuck us in there. And they closed the door. So
Were
there
you
was
in
no-
Auschwitz?
Nah,
All right. Auschwitz Middle School.
nah.
It was nice.
That would make that story so much better.
Yeah,
That's where he made the prank at, and that's why everybody was so angry. No, they're revolting.
yeah. It's just Jews on the loose. Like, finally, woo!
Stop the Martians. Stop
What the fuck
Martians.
is New Jersey? Vec, who's the piece of shit?
Mom.
Why is the
Yeah.
mom?
100. She should be cleaning the house, not corrupting her son.
Yeah, ladies' rights.
This,
Take that.
this is true.
You're right. That was a back then when women shouldn't have had a right or a say. What was she doing? For everyone else listening, when you thought a lot of people that are younger listened to Frank say that and said, "Oh, when he said, that's how people were from Brooklyn, they didn't have blacks in Brooklyn yet, so stop being racist. It was just Italian people and one Puerto Rican." Did you have Puerto Ricans?
We had Puerto Ricans, we had blacks. One of my best friends was Eddie Murphy, a kid. And I went up
Eddie
to
Murphy, the one who got trannies.
no. This is
Brother Charlie had
my
some
age.
problems, but I liked Eddie.
And so I remember I said to him, Eddie, how did you get the last name Murphy? And he said, without missing a beat, he said, I'm a smoked Irishman. I mean,
Smoked Irishman.
a smoke as a 7, 8-year-old, because I mean, I was at his house for dinner, he was at my house for dinner. There was no difference between black and white or Puerto Rican in those days. I mean, we all melded together. I mean, I lived in Bedford-Stuyvesant where I grew up, and I just laughed. I thought that was funny.
Which means
I
that
did have a
some white
question.
man said that to him. You're not just some kid with a great. I know he's Eddie Murphy and he's going to grow up to be a great joke writer, but at the time he didn't know what he was doing. He just said that, which means some old white man goes, "You smoked Irish," and he's like, "What does that mean?"
Could have been.
Black and you cooked.
Could have been.
That's terrible. That's awful. Didn't
Well,
you have a
I mean,
friend that you called like Puerto Rican Jim or something?
No, Johnny PR.
Johnny PR. That was the name.
Johnny PR, right? Yeah. I mean, he is this educated medical person.
Were there other
that is-
Johnnies in the neighborhood?
No, but he was the only
Yes.
PR
You
named
could have just
Johnny.
called him Johnny. Like, you didn't have to call him. There was no other Johnny.
Waddy.
The piece of shit in that story is Frank. Frank, it's you.
Of course. Of
Frank.
course.
You ripped off Orson Welles, you fucking hack. I know you were a kid, but you could have done something better than Aliens. You could have thought of something else. You stole a bit. You're better than that. Even at 9, you didn't have to do the guy's same fucking joke. That's what I had the problem with. Everything else was perfect. You know you had the delivery. You had the balls to pull it off. You could have written out something different. You made it New Jersey. You made it fucking the Aliens. You did the same fucking thing.
Same thing.
You could have switched it up.
A lot of
the
it was
Midgets
word
are
for
attacking like Brooklyn or something. That would have been fun.
I like that the aliens landed in New Jersey and then got in cars to take up the turnpike.
Yeah,
in Frank's story.
I didn't even realize that until you said it. But yeah, they landed and then they got taxis and drove around. That's good. Bob, before we go, do you have anything or no? Because if you don't, we're fine.
No, not this week.
Well, good. Thanks for bringing something to the table. And
Actually,
speaking
you know
of
what I do
bringing it to
have?
the table, if you're sitting at a table, you should bring Silk City hot sauce to that table because, man, that will make all your food taste better, no matter what it is. If it's Chinese food, if it's not Chinese food, if it's other foods, you just put sauce on it and it's better. They have all kinds. Go to silkcityhotsauce.com. So many flavors that I can't remember the names of them, but oh, they're so good. And on the bottles, there's Jonestown one. There's that one I like, Aztec Attack. There's none of them named after me. There's a lot named after other people, and I'm doing more ads than fucking anyone else is for your goddamn thing. I love you people, but there should be a sauce named after one of us, like Bobby's Hot Take sauce or something like that, or Frank's Crank sauce. I like that one. Or Prank. Me, Prank's better than Crank. That was gross. But
Come on,
either
we're
way,
missing a golden opportunity here. Frank's homemade duck sauce.
Yeah, Frank's homemade duck sauce. How are you not making that?
Rub it on your nipples.
On the front. Yes. Perfect. For when you're in the mood. That's what you said. That's all you gotta say. You have a young child getting duck sauce on its tip. Maybe not all that, but like
I look so forward to our new Silk City hot sauce commercials where it's Frank and his wife holding hands in a bathtub. For when the moment hits, be ready.
yes.
Frank's homemade duck sauce.
It's so much better than Blue Chew. Fuck you, Blue Chew. They won't sponsor us. It's fine. No, but yeah, use it for anything. Go to silkcityhotsauce.com, promo code POS. You save 15% off. You get a bunch of free shit. There you go. And speaking of wonderful things, Smokey and Vec, thank you so much for being on it. Vec, where can people follow you?
Facebook, Steve Vecchiarelli, or Twitter, Vecman413.
And hopefully comedy starts opening up in your area soon so you can get up there doing shit.
Looked at a restaurant in like a couple weeks.
Nice. Well, good luck. Tell Artie Rob I said hi when he's there.
yeah. No. It's me and Morty.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Smokey, I don't know if you want people following you after this, but do you want them following you on Twitter? You're one of my favorite Twitter follows there is, so I'll say that. I enjoy you so much on Twitter.
Oh, well, thank you. Because I was just going to say, I'm not sure I'm worth the follow.
You are beyond worth it. You are very fun. And you're smart enough to go, hey, I'll have like Bobby. She's the only one that makes me think we need to get merch so we can send her t-shirts because she helps with advertising. That's all I'm going to say. She helps with advertising. But
that's why I have a creepy corner shirt.
And sometimes yells at people. It's very fun on Twitter.
Yeah. What is it? Smokey Brooks, I guess. I don't give my handle
well,
out
often. Just did. Well, people are gonna find out because I'm gonna be tagging you in this, and they're gonna be all over it. So, people will be sending you a lot of homemade duck sauce. That's all I know. It's gonna be happening. It's our new thing there, the little circle thing. Bobby,
check out the Eastside Dave Show every Tuesday at 7:30 on Compound Media. At Bobby_Tamburo on Twitter and I think Instagram too. And shout out Becky smashing Cookie Boy all over Twitter last week. If you're bored, go look that up. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, she's gonna get thrown off soon, but it's fun.
Enjoy it while it's there.
Yeah. Frank.
You can catch me on Instagram and Twitter at Frank Behavior, Facebook, Frank Regallo, and Pat and I on April Fool's Day, April 1st, next Thursday, we'll be telling the jokes at Comics and Mohegan Sun.
You'll tell the joke. I'm just going to keep yelling at people. That's what I've been doing.
That's an April Fool's joke. There's not actually a show. They're just going to get you all to show up.
That's right. Nobody's going to be there.
Don't go. It's an April Fool's joke.
The April Fool is the other people on the show that think they're funny. They're fucking terrible. April Fool, just fucking good. Speaking of that stuff, if you're somebody on the Patreon, if you're not, get on there now. If you are someone on the Patreon, this week I did about 45 minutes on Sunday, mostly new stuff, and then they're sending me they recorded. I didn't even realize it, so I'm gonna just put it up there for free for people to check out all the newer shit I've been doing. Just see it there. It was funny. I also yelled at a lot of people and made somebody cry, so it's a good time. So enjoy that. Go on to Patreon, Pat Oates, / whatever the fuck you do there. Bobby and I are putting a lot of great shit out there. We have a new show coming up soon as well. Just check all that stuff out. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Pat Oates on the YouTube channel. And Bobby.
Remember, guys, don't be a piece of shit.